Agreed.
That's all I got.
I think we should probably have some outline of all the...
So everyone go to False Flag News and read it.
Yeah,
that's all I can say. Because I don't disagree with you on anything.
Greg Nixon has a really good blog called Daily Dose of Terror.blogspot. I mean, there's a lot of researchers that are getting into this stuff and have been doing it. I mean, Greg Nixon's been doing it for a long time. I'm not the only one. I'm not trying to say I'm the Jesus of private military contractors because, frankly, I came around to this stuff pretty recently, too. I mean, look at me a year ago. I thought directed energy weapons were BS. I was a 9/11 cultist. I am the first to admit I've come around. I saved myself. You all can be saved, too. I was the same one saying 9/11 is an inside job. I was talking about the same stale memes. I thought directed energy weapons were disinfo, too. And then I looked into them, and I realized everything I thought was completely inverted. The people who I thought were telling me the truth and were warning me about disinfo, everything was inverted. And so check these things out. You know, I used to think this stuff was nonsense, too. When you check it out, you will see it is more legitimate than anything else that's being talked about right now.
Now, Dan, we got 30 seconds left. Is there anything you want to say in closing? Just really quick.
I want to say go onto my website, falseflagnews.com. I want to say look into the National Reconnaissance Office. Look into these private contractors. We are trying to stop World War. There's an economic breakdown going on. We have to prioritize. Every day you must get up and ask yourself, can I do anything to stop World War IV? Because if this happens, the human race is in big trouble. And these technologies are being developed at specific locations. Let us identify them and let us try to stop them.
That was D.L. Abramson. This is PNAC Radio. Thanks for being on, Dan. We'll catch you on the other side of the break.
No doubt, guys.
Welcome back to PNAC Radio on We the People Radio. Now we're going to go straight to the callers now because we have 15 minutes left or so.
11 minutes and 23 seconds.
Who's our first caller,
This is
John?
Brad from Oregon. Brad, you there?
Brad, you're on the air.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, Brad. Thanks for holding on with us, man.
Yeah, it's too bad I had to sit through that quack fest there. I don't know how you guys don't see it, but Dan Abramson is so-and-so pro, or I'd just like to call him a nut. He just wants to send you off on a wild goose chase.
A wild goose chase on what? On the people that he thinks did it, or
no,
what do you mean?
Go to False Flag News. All he will talk about is, rip on Alex Jones, rip on Stephen Jones, rip on anyone that's effective in the movement, and you click on 9/11 research. There's nothing there. Click on economic breakdown. We're in the worst economic breakdown crisis that this world has ever been in, and there's nothing on his website.
Well, I mean, let me stop you there. If you'll notice, tonight we didn't really try to talk about any of that. I wanted to hear what his argument was about what he thinks is important, and he told us that he thinks the people that you can actually name that are responsible for these things are what you should talk about. I mean,
care about what weapons these companies are coming up with? No, but they do care that these people that it was 9/11 was an inside job and they murdered 3,000 of our own people. And 40% of the country doesn't even know this yet. And that's why people keep focusing on this stuff. I mean, sure, for the Patriots, it gets, a little repetitive hearing the same crap every day on the radio, but it is effective and it is having an effect, and it is hearing that.
I think there's two schools of thought here, and I don't think Dan's completely wrong, and I don't think, people who are out there saying 9/11's an inside job are completely wrong. Dan, I don't necessarily agree with his criticism and how he's going about it. I do think.
What does he plan on doing to these corporations from stopping them? I mean, corporations are being used as political vehicles, but there's a layer of separation between the people with the ideas and us. You want to bust the company for this? I mean.
Well, let me ask you one thing, and then we've got to go to the next caller. He's not disagreeing that it's an inside job. So basically what I'm asking you is, do you think that he's wrong for trying to go further into who did it? Because that's basically all he's doing. We're not even talking about the things that he said about Alex Jones or Stephen Jones or all the mean stuff he said. I'm just talking about him saying, let's go after SAIC or let's go after Bechtel or let's go after Raytheon. I mean, do you think he's wrong?
Yeah, I think we need to go after the people that are in power in our government right now. Who, like George Bush or Cheney? I mean, do you really think they're at the top? Pretty much everybody. Everyone who won't sign on to the impeachment bill and force the whole Bush administration.
Okay, so you impeach the Bush administration. SIC is still there. All the defense contractors are still there. Don't you see those are the guys they just hold up for us?
so we sit around waste time talking about it. What's it going to do? Nothing. We're not going to. How are we going to stop them?
Are you going to get Bush impeached by saying he should be impeached?
I mean, it sounds like you're just coming. There are two sides, like Matt was saying there. Matt Dayton.
You know, he doesn't want to talk about the Federal Reserve. He'll say, "Yeah, we're in the dollar's collapsing, blah blah blah." But don't blame it on the Federal Reserve. Don't talk about international bankers. Don't talk about the Rockefellers. I mean, don't talk about eugenics. Give me a break.
Well, I mean,
He's not saying let's not talk about the Federal Reserve. He's saying let's take it to the next level. Because you say Federal Reserve, to some people that's just a nebulous thing because they don't even know what it is.
He's saying stuff that will not be effective to the general public. And everything on the false flag news is exactly that, or just ripping on someone who's actually made some impact in the truth movement.
Well, no, yeah, all the negative stuff, like, I mean, we specifically didn't bring that up.
Well, that's not what we were trying to talk about
exactly.
tonight. We were trying to see what he thinks about where we should go with this. But if he's wrong, then he's wrong.
There's no place to go with that.
Okay, then you've said your piece, Brad. We appreciate the call. We've got to get to the next call.